Hello guys, welcome to another video. It's been a while, This is BFDIE Battlefield Dream Island Elsewhere prediction as of episode 6. So let's just get started. So I'm actually going to predict the events that happen in this episode, yeah, basically that. My prediction is that Toothpaste and Sidewalker will be enemies, with Sidewalker actually fighting back, unlike most of Toothpaste's enemies. With Money now being on her villain arc, and her being probably the villain of the season, I think she'll try to get revenge on people who've wronged her in the 2 episodes she was in. And who else is better than that than Needy, who literally goes to her elimination. I think Fern and Sticker will have a back seat this episode. Yeah, as much as I love Needy, I gotta admit that Needy is 100% dead. First off, her whole entire gimmick with her being lazy and still winning challenges is now gone now, with her saying that she's gonna trying. And also, Money is back and she's 100% gonna be the antagonist of the season, and is at least surviving 2 eliminations. And who's a better target for her than the person who got her out? So Needy is the 6th place of Battlefield Dream Island Elsewhere. I think Toothpaste will make enemies with Fern and Money, with those 3 being the main focus of this episode. And I think Fern will actually stand up for himself and try to get Toothpaste out with Money, with them forming a temporary alliance. I think Sidewalker will join Sticker in the Cheaters Alliance, making the Cheaters Alliance Part 2. I think Toothpaste is for sure going. To be honest, I think there's a chance that she might go instead of Needy next episode, but I think Needy has a higher chance. But I think she is for sure the next one to go. First off, I feel like the writers won't want too many villains in the final 4, with there being like 3 villainous characters, with it being Sidewalker, Money, and her. And Toothpaste is easily the least, like the most gimmicky. So her gimmick they might eliminate her before her gimmick gets really old, which is starting to get old in my opinion at least. And that will actually make Fern, I think, more of a competent character, with him standing up for himself and teaming up with Money to get Toothpaste out. So I think Toothpaste is going to be the 5th place of Battlefield Dream Island Elsewhere. I think episode 9 will be an elimination episode, with it being an advantage challenge. I think the eliminated contestants will come back as either an obstacle or to help the final 5 with the challenge. I think this episode will mainly focus on Beach Ball and Sticker, with at the end of the episode Beach Ball forgiving Sticker and them being best friends again. And I think Sticker will also win the advantage for the next challenge. I think Sticker and Fern will form an alliance, with them being the only nice people left, and Money and Sticker being kind of villains. I think Money will try to get out Sidewalker, because he's like the only threat left in the final 3, with Money thinking that that she can beat Sticker and Fern in the finale. And I think Sidewalker will be the 4th placer of BFDIE Elsewhere. But I do see there being a chance it could be Money, but I'm leaning towards more Sidewalker, because I feel like Money's gonna be more of a villain than Sidewalker will be. Now with that, these are the 3 finalists in Battlefield Dream Island Elsewhere. With I think the eliminated players will come back to help their favorite finalist, and I can't be asked to say who I think will be in each team. But the point is, I think Fern and Sticker will keep their alliance from last episode and try to target Money, with Money being better challenges than them. And also, I think Sticker will learn not to cheat this episode, and like an arc, so where they learn not to cheat and how cheating is bad and basically all that. And to be honest, I think the elimination is kind of obvious. I think Money's almost definitely getting out this episode, with her being a rejoiner, and also her being the antagonist, and most antagonists in these kind of stuff normally get 3rd place, with her just being like, for some reason, the most popular option. I don't know if she will get a redemption arc or not. I'm waiting for her getting a redemption arc at the end, and her being like a good person again. because of Hot Dog, because those two seem to be like really close friends. So let's just get on with the final two. So here we have it, the final two we've all been waiting for, Sticker and Fern. For me, this is quite an obvious final two, with them being the only nice characters. You could argue that they might want a main character, two main characters to be the final two, but I think Fern and Sticker are just the most likely, with Sticker not really being a nice character, but they are not really a main character, so more of a neutral character, and Fern being straight up and just a nice character. And these two are easily the most liked. Well, not easily, but these two are like some of the most liked in this cast list. And you remember how they how at the end of every episode they're doing the voting at the end of every episode? Well, this is where I think it will play in. I think the voting will determine who will be the winner of BFDIE. So all this time, this whole entire vote has been mostly dependent on Sticker and Fern. And I think the winner will end up being Fern. I know the votes are public, but I haven't seen them, and I don't really want to look at them, because I generally do. I'm so positive that it's going to depend who the winner is. So I try to avoid the voting results, but I think Fern is probably the most popular person in this cast. How people talk about this character, I think Fern is more popular than Sticker. And I wouldn't be surprised if Sticker and Fern are maybe the top two most voted contestants, with them being easily the most likable, especially in the final 6. And yeah, so I think Fern will be the winner of Battle for Dream Island Elsewhere. But I'm not even gonna lie, I do think it could be close between Sticker and Fern. With that, here is my Battle for Dream Island Elsewhere prediction, with Fern being the winner. I generally do think Fern will at least win. I do think Sticker will also be the finalist. Maybe Sidewalkie and Money will get swapped around, but I think I'm pretty positive in my prediction. And I guess this is the end of the video. So see you guys later. If you enjoyed this, please subscribe. Bye.